All right. Yeah, that's what we caught last night. Just using the market clues left by the market. Alrighty then. All right. Yeah, that's obviously a sign right there. I mean, I doubt it. Well, we guess we could. Hmm. 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 $173. Yeah, probably not. Yeah, yeah. What's up, Alfred? What's up, Alfred? All right. All right, so let's see if we can get this. Mm. So you're gonna be patient in this? I just saw the opportunity to go short. If I get stopped out of this, I'll definitely follow up with the whatever side of the market breaks. But man, we've had a lot of excitement. We've seen this thing play out before. We've seen it play out. We get a big move in the pre-market. We get a lot of bullish aggression, uh, and by the time the market open and the liquidity just injects inside the market, we see the dump. I mean, this is a classic, an NQ classic right here. Uh, this is definitely an NQ classic right here. Ooh, mm. And hold on, did I even move my? Even move it up? All right. Looks like I'm gonna get that first target hit. I love that my first target landed at the trend line. We got 5 minutes into the orb, so we'll see what happens. First target hit, baby. Let's go. First target. All right, so let's see if we can get that. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Well, I shouldn't be surprised that they bought the market at the trend line. I shouldn't be surprised about that. Uh, The Bulls bought it at the trend line. Mm. And- Yeah, and I completely understand that, Alfred. We do got some Fed speakers today, but don't want to kill your vibe or nothing, Alfred. But I think the Fed speakers got to say some wild shit today. I'm not saying that we don't see a continuation to the upside, but right now the market is definitely showing that they're taking profits at these highs. So at least for right now, going long would kind of be fighting against the momentum until the bears get exhausted and the bulls regain control here. And so being patient, if you want to be long today, being patient right now is definitely going to be virtuous to you because it's obvious the market wants to sell off. But word on the street is that we're not getting a rate cut into September. If we get a rate cut, is it the end of this month that we have an FOMC meeting? If it's the end of this month, according to the Fed Watch tool, no one is even speculating that we're going to get a rate cut at all. Uh, no one believes we're going to get a rate cut this upcoming FOMC meeting. So, uh, yeah, no one thinks that we're going to get a rate cut at all. So, unless the feds say something that tips the scale and gets people to speculate that we'll see a rate cut at this next meeting, I don't think we'll see a monster reaction. Obviously, the market is going to react to the Fed, obviously, but we're not going to see like a big 200-point pump or dump based off of what they said because the market has already concluded that we're not getting one this upcoming FOMC meeting. Now, if we were to get a rate cut, if Powell just comes out of nowhere and cuts rates, you talking about some volatility, man. You talking about potentially a 500-point candle in both directions because nobody would be expecting a rate cut at this upcoming meeting, and that would definitely throw a wrench in the market mechanics, definitely. So the bots will go crazy. Everybody will pump and dump it, and a lot of accounts would be lost. A lot of accounts will be lost if Powell decides to cut rates this upcoming meeting. So that's like the psychology of the market right now. But we'll see. Okay, so yeah, so I was at the end of this month. Yeah. Okay. So I wasn't paying attention. So about 475,000. This is a rough estimate. It's not accurate. It's a rough estimate. All right. So we had about 110,000 contracts added. The range has been established. Let's see what the market chooses to do here. Let's see. Let's look at that gold position. All right. So far, so good on the gold position. So far, so good. Uh, Obviously, I missed that bottom on gold here. I missed that bottom. So I just got in and great call on gold though. Damn, look at that move. Look at that move. Keep going, baby. Keep going. All right. So we had two great plays this morning. We had a great play on the Nasdaq and we had a great play on gold. Two beautiful moves right now. Now let's see if we can get our target hit. And I definitely will be adhering to my rules with my funded account. Any account, any 50K accounts are prohibited from trading Nasdaq. Any account above that 50K account, I can take a Nasdaq trades, but gold is definitely going to be. Uh, I feel that gold is a perfect instrument for any accounts at 50K because you can trade decent size, you can have a decent target, and you can have a decent stop without breaking the entire account. You know that if gold breaks structure, it breaks structure. There is no hopium, there is no copium. You were just wrong. And if coming from the Nasdaq, you just kind of need that. At least that's my opinion. But all right, all right, all right. So let's see if we can get the market to kind of pull back here. I'm looking for a price to come back into this range. If we get a trend line break, because it looks like the bulls are trying to hold this trend line. They're definitely holding the trend line. You can see that. You don't need me to tell you that, but they're definitely holding. So as long as the bulls can hold this trend line right here, then the longs will be validated. But they have to hold here. And you can already see that the bears are making an attempt to break down from that trend line. The market just made a double top right here. So the market broke structure. It pulled back. It made a double top. And now we're seeing the bears trying to break that support trend line going to the downside. So we'll see if the bears can do it. We know the bears suck. We know that a move down like this is just bulls taking their profits. So we'll see if we get this trend line break, and we'll manage the position from there. Yeah, you gotta think like, why would it? No, not necessarily, but it's definitely true. It's definitely true. Mm. Mm. Well, the market just made a 10-point move, so we'll see. We'll see with gold here. We'll see. Market just made a 10-point move. No. Mm. All right, so let's see if we can get this move finished out on gold here. Mm. Hey, yo, what's up, Cave Trader? All right, looks like we're gonna get that break of that trend line. We'll see. I mean, if the Bulls hold this, I'll manage this position because I mean, if they hold this trend line, all the bears that are aggressively trying to sell this lower, they're just gonna get stopped out. So, well, no, I'm gonna let it play out. I'm not gonna be cute with this position because you just don't know what may happen. But it'll be highly likely if the Bulls hold this trend line that we'll get a push right back up. But if the Bears can push this lower, then we'll definitely see a trend break here. It does feel like we're going to get a trend break. It does feel that way. It does feel that way though. All right, we got that target filled on gold. We got that beautiful target filled on gold, and we left money on the table. We caught the bottom of gold, man, as we always do. That's why gold is my favorite instrument to trade on smaller accounts because uh, it respects supply and demand. As I've shared, I just get into the closest fib level at demand or supply, and it tends to work out more often than not. All right, beautiful trade, man. Beautiful trade. Okay. It does feel good getting done. Uh, Shit is not even a 9 o'clock algo, and we've already made all our money today. We've had a good day today. We caught the bottom of this move from last night, and it's looking like we're catching the short as well. At least that's so far. We had a great entry for the short. Beautiful entry for the short. But as I kind of look at this at the price action, and this is a beautiful move, man. Hey, yo, what's up, Investor Z? What's up? Was anybody able to catch this the pump on gold, the dump on the Nasdaq? Uh I mean, shit, if you was with me last night, I mean, you caught this pump, or at least you should have. No, this was a beautiful play last night. You said inflation has increased. We need the world's leading economists, experts to figure that one out, apparently. Instead of just going down to your local grocery store and seeing how everything is inflated. Your $10 can't it doesn't have the same buying power as it used to. Shit, you go into a store with $10, the only thing you can do is grab a bag, fill it with air, and that's probably the only thing that costs $10 in a store nowadays. Shit, you know it's bad when Walmart says that they no longer promote the lowest prices, that they had to go up on a lot of their products. But that has to do with a lot of factors, though. People steal from their store all the time. Uh, they thought someone that was obviously detached from reality thought it was cute that they would create a market for a fast lane at self checkout where they purposely understaff the cashiers. And if you want a fast checkout experience, you would have to pay a monthly subscription to use their self checkout kiosks with their Walmart program that they got. I don't know whose genius idea was that. And then everybody was, and whoever agreed to it, and was like, yeah, that's a great idea. People will definitely pay for that. Okay. You better, like, dude, you're lucky if people even go to the damn self checkout in the first place and don't just straight up walk out with the products as they have been doing. And it's not like y'all have loss prevention for real. I mean, you don't really have nobody at the door. Some Walmarts have started hiring real officers to sit and wait at the door to prevent people from stealing, but that's expensive. I mean, renting officers is not cheap. Security is not cheap. So not only are you losing merchandise, but you have to pay people to prevent you from losing merchandise. It's yeah. So, I mean, so there's a lot of factors that goes into stuff like that. And the bad thing about being a public company is that you always have to show growth. You have to show growth. Even if there isn't any, even if you have to start making shit up, you have to show growth. Like having a big year, it's literally just a 5 seconds of fame because the reality is that man, I made $8 billion this year. Now I have to figure out a way to make 9 billion next year, and then 10 billion the next year, and so on and so forth. That's why they keep changing CEOs these big companies because man, you can get burnt out thinking about how you're going to beat last year's numbers, beat last quarter's numbers, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, we'll see. All right, so we're coming up to that range low. There goes that sweep. There goes that sweep right there. Hmm. Mm. 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 This is a tough decision. Do I cut it? Do I take the 2 off? Because we see this all the time with this freaking range. We see the sweep of liquidity and we see a move back into this range. But the momentum is definitely bearish. You said Walmart bouncers. You know, when I go into Walmart, uh, it's one of those double-edged swords. You see the, senior citizens, people that's supposed to be at the end of their life and they're supposed to be enjoying it, but they're forced to sit at the front door at Walmart checking receipts, standing or sitting all day. It's a sad thing to see, but at the same time, I guess it depends on how you look at it. At least it gives them something to do, something to get up in the morning and do. It's not too challenging, but I don't think anybody will want their grandparents to be sitting at a door at Walmart checking receipts and stuff like that. But again, it gives them something to do. So it's one of those double-edged sword things. Mm. You're gonna take ES all the way down to 6,300. Let's actually look at that. Let's look at ES 6,300. Mm. Just watch out for that low. Just watch out for that low at 68. This ain't the Nasdaq. The ES will bounce. So it needs to break this low. We do got S1 at 64. So just be mindful. I'm not saying that it won't hit it. Just be mindful that you do got this low right here. Mm. I mean, we've played this game. We played this game. We're at the range low. We know that the market does not break it the first time. If I see, all right, so I'll just put my stop. Damn. If I see this thing push past back, if I see it close back into the above this trend line, I'll close the position. Or not the position. I'll just take the 2 off and put my my one contract at break even +1, something like that. Damn. Well, shit. God damn. Uh, uh, well, fuck. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's my fault. I should have executed better. I should have took it off once I saw that the Bears were about to fail right there. It's my fault. It's my fault. I mean, shit, we document this shit every goddamn night. We document it every night. They sweep liquidity first before they even think about breaking. Hmm. Okay. So it does feel like the momentum is shifting. It does feel like we're going to get another ride to the upside. Uh, man. Okay. All right. I'm gonna leave my stop where it's at. I'm gonna leave it. It does feel like the Bulls low key just regained control. They swept the lows of the opening range. Uh, I mean, the Bears need to come up. They need to come out with some heat. Yeah, yeah, very similar to yesterday with that sweep.
Connection lost.
Yeah, okay, there you go. They're buying it off that trend line. You have the trend line support. They got it right back above it. Trend line support, EMA support. I stayed too long in this position. It's my fault. My fault. That's my fault. I would have gotten that if I didn't move my that other target. It would have got filled. I should have taken it at that low. I know that. I was just hoping that the Nasdaq would kind of break that low. Even though I know it doesn't do it the first time. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, mm, mistakes were made. Mistakes were definitely made here. Mistakes were definitely made. Mm. Well, that's why you always gotta trust the charts, man. Uh, now that I'm out of this position, well, I guess I want to say this first. Uh, we was in, I think I was probably up what 13, $1,400 in this in both my gold and Nasdaq play. Only trading 7 contracts, 14 contracts in total, and I was able to make $1,400. At least that was my peak, and it just kind of shows that trading smaller size, you definitely can make money with smaller size. But in hindsight of this trade, I just find it very interesting that I was sitting here talking to myself about trusting the charts, and yet my actions, I did something completely different. I wanted price to break this range, and that was definitely gambling. I was gambling on the fact that the market was going to break the range, even though we never see the Nasdaq, or not never see. It's highly unlikely that we see the Nasdaq break it. We usually see the sweep first, and then we usually see the market go in the opposite direction. N- Normally, we could see price test the other side of the range. It does appear that we could potentially see price test the top of this range right here. I mean, especially since they held the trend line here. So the bears failed to reject off of the trend line. They had a failure. The buyers bought it right back up. We got a strong close back into the trend line. They found support at the trend line, and now we're making our way back higher. So the charts were the charts are always right. My heart wanted the market to do something completely different, and even though the charts were telling me that it wasn't going to do it, I traded against it anyway. And I wasn't able to maximize on my profit on this. I did get my first target hit on this. I could have gotten my second hit on this, and let that runner run. But for whatever reason, I decided to play around with my second target instead of taking it. So I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I allowed myself to do that. Obviously, if it would have worked, I would have been happy too. But that first and second target is definitely important, and I shouldn't be playing around with it. It's that third target that I don't need. If this was a funded account, 45 points, I would only have one target. It would just be a 45-point target just to meet consistency. But with my target spread out like this is just to kind of play the eval. Oh. Like, I guess moving forward, the only account that I can trade Nasdaq in is a 150K account or one of these Apex 300K accounts. Uh, I need to have the room to make mistakes with the Nasdaq because we all know that the Nasdaq don't play by the rules. So I just need the room to be able to make mistakes. And I'm no longer able to trade on the smaller accounts. So hmm. And I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I mean, it definitely was a good trade. It's just that I should have just followed my rules. Not necessarily. I mean, it wasn't necessarily a rule, but I should have just followed my initial thought process because I mean that's literally the first thing that we write every day. Hold on, what the hell? What the hell happened here? at 8:45 close. Hmm. I'm gonna change some of the wording on some of these moving forward because that's definitely was a liquidity sweep. Yeah, price traded 9 points to the downside, but that I should have just documented that as a liquidity sweep. So moving forward, if price doesn't, so if it kind of does like a wick, if I see a wick, if I see price close and wicks back up, that from moving forward would be a liquidity sweep because I didn't document it as a liquidity sweep and I should have. So moving forward, that's exactly what I'm gonna start doing. But for the most part, uh, the market sweeps liquidity before it breaks down. For the most part, and this is why I like the fact that we're taking screenshots, so we can just go back and reference what the Nasdaq has done in the past, and that liquidity sweep is definitely, yeah, it's definitely its behavior. This right here, yeah, that's a liquidity sweep. The false breakout. So I guess yeah. Okay, so that's how I'm gonna document this moving forward. If it wicks, if it wicks back up into the range, I'm gonna classify that as a liquidity sweep. If we actually get some candles closing, I'll document that as either a breakout or a false breakout moving forward. But okay. Hmm. The ES is at a very interesting spot. The ES is at a very interesting spot. I'm gonna take it. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I'm gonna take it, dude. I'm taking it. That's a very interesting. That's a very interesting spot right there. I'm taking it. Man, that would have been a beautiful play on the Nasdaq right here if I had taken it. Mm, yeah, probably like 18. Just see where I'm at on the chart. Mm, 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 mm. 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 Guess what, like before 54 is the first time. Okay, cool. Mm. All right. Mm. I think this time they're gonna break that. I think this time they're gonna. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I shouldn't be thinking. I should just be reacting. Mm. Mm. You said you're looking for 374 on the Nasdaq today? Today? Well, why 374 specifically? Oh, it's 274. Okay. I was like, yeah, that's more. I was like, man, shit, you know something that we don't know, Cave Trader? Are you a secret insider? But 274, huh? Yeah, we would definitely need to break out above that high for sure for that to happen. We definitely would need a break of structure to the upside. The market would have to start trending again. We're not trending at all. Right now, the market is in a consolidation phase, price discovery phase. The bulls are trying to hold this trend line. I mean, you can see that they're using all their might to hold that trend line. They're successful. We can definitely see a short squeeze higher for sure. But the bears are definitely selling into. They're selling into every move. So, uh, the bears would definitely have to exhaust themselves here. The only hope right now for the bulls is that right now price is above the 200 EMA and price is still above the support trend line. So, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of strength here. It doesn't look like it, but if they can hold it here, but the ES does look very weak. It does look like it wants to at least try to pull back here. We're making lower lows and lower highs in the ES, so that's definitely a sign. Technically, we did get a break of the orb low on the ES. Technically, technically we did, and technically you'll be up. Oh shit, you'll be up 10 points, 9 points. Hmm. Actually, no, 11 points. Doing the math right here? Yeah, 11 points. I was like, dude, am I doing the math right? Yeah, so actually, you would have been up 11 points at the break of that low, but we did had a false. We had one false breakout, and depending on where your stop was, we had two false breakouts. It pulled right back into the range. Three. But this is the actual breakout. So we had two false breakouts on the ES before they actually was able to break away from the range. The 21 EMA is in agreement. Let's see how much points this would have been. So at least on the ES, what I'm gonna start doing is I'm going to have the initial entry right here, and I'll have the follow up entry for the pullback, and I'm gonna have an 11-point stop. The one thing that I don't like is that shit, one loss just took out two great wins. So I reduced my size on the ES a little bit, which I was going to do that, but I just forgot, and I should have known that the ES was not going to follow through here, but it did look promising at the time. Oof. But that's how I'm probably going to start playing the ES orb, bro. Because if you got the pullback, 26, yeah, about 16 points. All right. So we'll see if this range holds. If it doesn't, well, we'll see if the range holds here. Hello? Man, I gotta stop. So we caught the gold bottom, and man, it's always painful leaving money on the table, man. It's always painful leaving money on the table. But I'm only looking for 9 points on gold. I don't want nothing more on gold than 9 points. But and man, uh, so I've already shared that sometimes I if somebody's stream pops up into my feed, I'll hop in and watch it for like a few minutes. And the universe is definitely showing me that the errors of my past ways trading heavier size. We all know that we don't see our own demons, we see other people's demons. So we can learn through other people's mistakes. I think that's probably the best way to learn. And I hopped into this stream, and this trader was trying to catch the pump before it actually happened. And so they did the right thing. They looked to the left. They saw that there was an area of consolidation. Oh, this is the ES on the Nasdaq, and they got in before the move, and they lost money and got stopped out. So I can only imagine how they felt when their original thesis didn't play out and they get stopped out. They had a huge loss, and the market just does this. And it just kind of goes to show that trading heavy size, for whatever reason, the market knows when you're heavy, and that's when you'll get all the bullshit from the market, is when you're heavy. But when you trade properly with proper size, for whatever reason, it just seems like everything tends to work out. The market doesn't even go near your stop. Even if it does, I mean, it's just a small loss. You can get back in and make that money back. And it just seems like the market is always is always going after the heavier traders. And obviously, I saw myself through this trader, obviously, and I was like, man, I would have hated that. I would actually probably would have went tilt after that because I would have felt attacked. I would have felt attacked for sure. So uh, I believe I've come to a place where I'm comfortable with just trading the smaller size, regardless of my account that I'm trading. The way that I see it is that I'm going to trade the same size, and any account that I trade is going to be optimized to trade a 50K account because those are the accounts that I prefer to trade in, because I can get to the profit goal, and I don't have to make so much before I get that initial payout. But with these bigger accounts, I just have more room for error. If I make a mistake, it's not like, oh man, I only have, if I don't come back and get this money back tomorrow, then I'll lose the account. I can have a lot more breathing room in the account. Just because I have a 150K account does not mean that I should be trading 5 minis in the account. I should keep my same size and energy. And it took a lot of losses, and it took a lot of just watching other people lose a lot of money in a short time being on edge because you know you're heavy, but being on edge because you know you're heavy, and any slight wrong movement in the market will cause a lot of drawdown, and it'll be hard to close a position that you're down about $2,000 or $3,000. It's hard to close those positions. It really is, and especially if you believe in the position. I mean, shit. If you don't have no daily loss limit, you'll find yourself risking the whole account because it'll go past a point to where there's no return. You'll start to hope, pray that it'll come back. You're praying to the market god, asking the Nasdaq goddess for forgiveness, saying that it's your fault and you'll never do it again. If she gives you break even, you'll be happy with that. But unfortunately, the Nasdaq requires sacrifice. Only begging for it only feeds her ego. The Nasdaq is definitely a deity for sure. But the Nasdaq. But yeah, moving forward, I'm not going to trade heavier size. I will say that if I was heavy right here, I probably would have made about 10K last night because we caught literally the bottom. We had a massive move. Shit. I took my profit off. I mean, it literally the Nasdaq was so merciful that it literally took my runner off at the highs. We was in around like what 30, 40 or something like that. We scaled in at like 48. So we caught like a 100 and something point move last night. 100 and so at like 160 just to round it off. I mean, that right there would have been $3,200 on one contract. And if he was trading like say five or something like that, I mean, this move right here was $16,000 on five mini contracts. And that's a beautiful number to say that you hit. Mm. And I guess we should have took the orb breakdown on the ES. But I would like to get my orders filled if you don't mind, ES. I would definitely like it if you just go a little bit lower. At least fill that first order. I don't care about the second one, but just fill that first one. That would be nice. There is a lot of orders sitting at 308. And the market bounced at 308. Mm. Yep, I definitely agree with that. I mean, now I see that. It took me a while, but I see that now, Cave Trader. I definitely see that now. It's interesting, and it's not interesting. It's science. Science suggests this. There has been plenty of experiments with animals and humans. And hold on, give me a second, guys. Yeah, so there's been plenty of experiments with animals, rats, humans. My daughter, she keeps opening my damn door. And it always suggests the same thing. And if you don't love your kids, you'll just adopt them. God damn. If you don't love your kids, you'll just adopt them. I swear. And shit, I just lost my train of thought. I don't even know what I was just talking about. Anyway, I guess I'll come back when it comes back. Shit, the Nasdaq still hasn't even broken the bottom orb yet. It still hasn't broken the bottom orb. The Nasdaq bulls are definitely holding this, even though we're clearly in a downward trend. Even though we're clearly in a downward trend channel. Shit, honestly, this could actually be it too. The bulls are just not giving this up. I think what messed up a lot of people, the psychology with a lot of people in this market, was that everybody believed. So before COVID or whatever, everybody was cautious. Everybody believed the Fed, and a lot of people missed out on generational wealth because the market just kept going up and going up and going up and going up. And because people believed the Fed and said the Fed claimed up and down that they would not cut rates, that they wouldn't. Not only did they cut rates, we had negative interest rate. And because of that, people was I mean this that was the era of literal free money. Literally free money. And people used that free money to buy stocks. That's why the market just went completely parabolic. And a lot of people missed out because they believed the Fed. Ever since then, no one doesn't even trust the Fed at all in terms of when they say that they'll cut rates or that they won't. They will buy. They said, you know what? They will rather take a loss than to miss another move like that. And that's the behavior that we continuously see on the NASDAQ. Constant buying, even though the bears are trying to rotate this thing down lower. Imagine you had Amazon, Facebook, Tesla, all those stocks under $100. Literally under $100. And now you got Amazon trading at Amazon is double its value at $194. He had it trading literally at after it split. Tesla reached all the way up to like 400 again, and that was at $60. That's a 1 minute chart. Facebook especially, everybody was bashing Facebook, saying that Facebook wouldn't recover. I think Facebook is right back up there. Tesla reached the highs of $400, and it was at $60 at one point. Just imagine that. It was at $60 at one point. Meta. Meta right now is at $700. And you could have bought Meta under $100. No one, ever since then, no one doesn't trust the Fed. They just buy. If they see a dip, they're gonna buy it. They will not. I don't think. I mean, if Facebook goes back under $100, I really don't know. I mean, it would have to be something devastating to cause that. But obviously, during that time frame where the market just went completely down, and you could buy Facebook under $100, That's generational money right there. Generational. Yeah, right here. Facebook was literally at the lows of 80. Like, just imagine you bought $800 worth. Let's say 100 shares at $80. Actually, let me use my AI assistant for that. What is it? 700 and something dollars. The highs were $760 or something like that. Yeah. So if you just invested $800, $800 buying 100 shares of Meta, and I wish I had this knowledge when this stuff happened, but it's not here nor there. I can't cry about it. The milk has been spilled. But if you invested $800, or I apologize, my bad, not $800, $8,800. I apologize. Your $8,800 investment would have grown to $65,000. And that's just only buying 100 shares. I'm pretty sure people loaded the boat on Facebook when it was under $100. Same thing with Tesla. So we're always going to see the market get bought up. All right, so I'm in my first entry. I got my stop exactly where I want it to be, right underneath this range, right underneath this breakout. If I get this second target filled, I'll be happy with that. But as long as my stop doesn't get filled, obviously, for obvious reasons. Let's see if the market is going to double bottom at these lows. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to let the market play me like that. All right. That's my position right there. I'm going to take everything off at 295. I was looking for, and Investor Z, if you got your target hit, congratulations, bro. We'll see if the market will hold this. If it doesn't, then I'll just get stopped out here. He says it's Sherm. Shit, I wish I was short. You're in short? Yeah, I agree. If they don't hold this, then yes, the market is definitely going to go short for sure. For sure. That's definitely what would happen. Nice one, Nasdaq. Well, my target from earlier would have gotten filled. Mm, mm. You close your long? Mm. Well, the ore breakdown of the ES definitely would have been the way to go. We did have at least two fake outs, but uh I actually would have been okay. I actually would have had my first entry filled and I would have been 21. Yeah, my stop would have been back here at 32. I would have gotten my scale in and I would have caught this massive move down for a big winner. I would have caught this massive move for a big winner. Hmm. We just got the breakdown from the Nasdaq. We got the 21 EMA in agreement with it. What do y'all guys think? Should we trust the short on the Nasdaq? Should we trust it? Hmm. He was up $350 when you closed it. Hmm. So we got market structure all over the place, man. We got this trend line coming up, this trend line coming down, which kind of forms this little area right here. Actually, I probably can't see that. We got this trend line coming up, this trend line coming down, which kind of creates an area where this gives the bulls a reason to still be bullish here. The bears would have to kind of do a lot of work because we have range support here, trend line support, uh, price broke out of the resistant trend line. So technically this would be support. There's just a lot of support in this one little area right here. That's why I wouldn't trust a short on the Nasdaq right now. I wouldn't trust it. So I'm gonna pass on the short on the Nasdaq. I'm gonna pass on it. And I'm not saying that because I'm long on the ES. I'm not saying that. I'm not being biased here. But it just doesn't. mm. We just got too much area of support right here. So I just kind of I would need to see more aggression from the bears on the Nasdaq here. Yeah, Alfred. I mean, shit. That's why I transitioned from. I moved away from taking shorts because it's just too. It's a stressful short. I mean, that's a term now. Taking a stressful short because they're all stressful now. They're not shorts are just they're not how they used to be. If you was in an if you were in a good short, I mean, you got paid. These are what shorts used to be like this, like yeah, like excitement. Everything is crashing, it's chaotic. It feels like it's the end of the world, and you profited from it. I mean, this right here is what bears live for, right here. But we don't get that no more. We get the stressful shorts. That's what we get. And that's why I made my transition. I don't take shorts like that anymore. I just took this short up here is because it just made sense for the market to short up at these areas. It just made sense. We had a massive move up. We had price take out the highs. Uh, it was only a matter of time. We had price grinding, grinding, grinding. And once I felt the bearish momentum, I just took a chance on the short. It just worked out. The EMAs were all sloped. I figured that at least price will come back to this trend line. There's no way that this thing is going to keep grinding up. So I just took a chance on the short and got it. But shit, if you're in dip territory, like I said before, on the Nasdaq, people just don't trust the Fed no more. They're going to buy the dip. You miss out on $88 on Facebook. You had all the big tech companies under $100. You don't ever get over that. You don't get over that. And shit, ever since COVID, it's been hard to short Nasdaq. Shit, you can short the ES, but you can't short the Nasdaq because all bearish moves will get bought right back up. Shit, God forbid if you're heavy on the shorts. But we'll see. This is a retest at the bottom of that range. This is make or break for bears and bulls right now. This is make or break. We all know that it looks like the bulls are showing some real aggression at these lows right here. They're showing some real aggression. So if we're going to be realistic with ourselves, if you're short, that's less than a 40% chance of winning here. It's probably closer to 30. It's closer to 30% chance that the shorts will work here because we have the bears failing. They broke structure and it looks like they're failing to hold that pullback because of all this bullish aggression. So if you're short, keep your stops tight. ES, I mean, I bought ES because it pulled up into support. ES don't play about support. ES don't play about it. She don't play about support. So if the ES ain't about to go down lower, I mean, I don't know. My only concern about with this position right here would be if the market chooses to reject here on the ES at the 50. That'll be my only concern. Well, Alfred, I mean, the market is super bullish. So, I mean, the odds will definitely be on your side if you take the long for sure. The odds will definitely be on your side. Uh, but The ES pulled up into support. So uh that right there tells, I mean, we do have divergence time to time with the ES and Nasdaq, but yeah, yeah. Okay, so we got price breaking back above into this range. We have the 21 EMA, the 50 EMA below price. I mean, we still have the 200 and VWAP. So, man, who knows? Shit, I'm looking at Bookmap right now. The CVD is mad positive, man. Super positive. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, we had this massive move up, but forties, 1475. I take that one off. All right. Uh, so you're long again, Cave Trader? I think right now I think the longs are in control for obvious reasons. I think I got everything set up the way I needed to have it set up. We'll see what happens at VWAP. I do see some heat at 165 on the Nasdaq. I do see some heat. Hey Alfred, did you get into that long? He said, glad you took off that short NQ came back up to my entry spot. Hey, I'm glad you took it, man. Did you get into it long though? Or you're not as confident? Well, why are you not confident? What about the price action makes you kind of concerned? Yeah. See, that's the one thing about ES, man. That's why sometimes I hate, like, if I'm looking for the market to reverse, I just know that I have to endure pullbacks at the 50, 200 VWAP because the market likes to respect these areas. Excuse me. Yeah, what's up, Santiago? Could be a liquidity bounce for a short. So talk about it, Santiago. What happened today? The 5 minute orb. Well, what made you do a 5 minute orb, Santiago? Yo, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. But why the 5 minute orb? And this is on TPT. Yeah. So for those that are considering the 5 minute orb, I've kind of done some research, a lot of research considering the orb. And if you're doing the 5 minute orb, that is definitely scalps. Scalps only. Anything under the 15, the universal 15, is for scalps. The 30-minute orb is usually for longer term swing plays. And so from ranging from that 5 to 30 minute range, it really depends on what you're looking for. 5 minutes, you're looking for scalps. Uh, 15 minute, you're looking for, a break from the range, a decent intraday position, and a 30 minute usually signifies, or people usually use that for like swings or bigger moves and stuff like that to quote unquote super validate the move. So yeah, yeah, 5 minute orbs is definitely for scouts, man. It's unfortunate that he had to learn that lesson through a funded account because we all know how emotional we get when we're in them. Were you taking it on the Nasdaq? Did you take it on the ES? Well, I'm making the assumption that you probably took it on the Nasdaq. I mean, if you're taking a 5 minute orb on the ES, that's just not how the ES works. You said if you see the 50 on that, you want to post it in the Discord and we can look at it. Have you posted it yet in the Discord? Yes, Santiago. I mean, your strategy is a winning strategy. You have a winning strategy. I wouldn't deviate from it. I definitely done that myself, so I'm kind of saying that from experience. If you've been with me long enough, we've ran through like 10 winning strategies, uh, which suggests that, I mean, not one way works in the market. I mean, we came up with like 10, at least 10 strategies in this trade room, winning strategies. And I'm very notorious for finding a winning strategy and moving on to the next and changing it up for no reason, for no apparent reason. Because, like I said, I'm more of a scientist. I prefer the data over the execution. But um, I think I'm at a point now where I've collected enough data. Any additional data is paralyzing. It does not add to anything. Now the focus is uh, sticking to the one strategy that I have for myself and seeing how long that strategy will work over time through the seasons and adjusting when I need when adjustments needs to be made. Yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. All right, let's look at it, man. Let's look at it. All right, so this is today. Shit, we got big baller Santiago. He's in 10 minis. God dang. My guy's in 10 minis. Okay. So you're looking for so hold on. So this is the entry right here. So you're in at 123 and you're looking for price to trade back up into 188. So you're trading fib to fib. Okay. And you said the higher that should have been your entry short. Okay. Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't take that, Santiago. Did you didn't take this? Hmm. That would have been a beautiful short. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely would have been a beautiful short right there. Mm, mm. Yep. And it pulled back beautifully to that too. You got to break a structure, price coming back to test it. You had a few couple of points in drawdown and then just riding that thing down, man. That was a beautiful short. And this is we all know that bears suck. So I have no problem longing and bearish aggression because they suck. I have no problem. Uh, yeah, this is where I got caught up in right there. So so this is this right here. Okay, yeah, that's it right there. Yeah, we all know bears suck. They just suck. That's yeah. This is why I just wait for long opportunities because bears just suck. I'm like, oh man, they just suck. Mm. All right, we're coming up to that first target on the ES, baby. And thanks for sharing that, Santiago. Thanks for sharing that. I mean, if anybody has anything else they want to share, just post it in the Discord. We'll talk about it on the stream. Well, I think my appointment's at 9:45. Take me 30 minutes to get there. 9:45. Take about 40 minutes to get there. So tomorrow it'll just be a short stream tomorrow. We'll do the 30-minute orb, and then I'm gonna have to leave at 9 to go to my appointment tomorrow at 9:45. I'll probably start the stream at 8 o'clock tomorrow instead of at 8:30, and we'll just talk about. So we can have an hour stream. We can kind of go over everything that's happening in the pre-market. So I'll just start a little bit early tomorrow, and I'll end it at 9. And I have an appointment at 9:45, and then I'll be out of town on Thursday. From Thursday evening, so I won't do the Thursday evening stream and the Friday morning stream. I'll be out of town. All right. ES. Yeah, I was looking at that Santiago. I was definitely looking at that. I think the ES might have missed me by a point right here. Yeah, it missed me by literally a point. Missed me literally by a point right here. Mm, yep. So this is the big range right here. That was the 50%. And then this was the smaller range right here. Yep. This is another winning strategy that Santiago has shared with everybody here. Just using the fib levels, uh, previous price action. He's looking for the market to react at his 50 level, and it's consistently done that. Our boy is up almost 6K, 10 minis. He's looking for a retracement right back up to the 50s to make 13K. Hopefully you get that, man. Hopefully you get that. That usually what happens when you start doing something new, man. That usually what happens. From personal experience, what I find myself doing is when I'm trying something new, kind of like a kid with a new toy, I try to create situations where I can use like the new tool, even if it doesn't make sense. And I observe myself doing this foolishness. Like with the orb, when I started using the orb, I would find ways like, oh man, maybe this is the breakout, maybe that is the breakout. You know, I was trying to find ways to use the orb because it was a new tool, uh, and we made a lot of mistakes earlier on, or at least I did, until I just took a step back and started documenting what was happening, so I can bring that new tool or that new toy down to reality. Because like when we get new toys and shit, we just find a reason to play with them. All right, let's get that first target hit. Let's get that first target hit. Beautiful play on ES. Let's get that first target hit. Let's get it hit. I have yet to receive a payout with Apex because or I would gamble, but my trading partner has withdrawn over 70K from them. Smith, he has he's withdrawn a lot of money from Apex. Wow, ES. Wow. Come on, man. Come on. I think Cave Trader just recently got a payout from them, and he did not experience that. Or at least if he did, he didn't share that with me. But Cave Trader has recently got a payout. I think they ask you those questions if they see or if their system picks up that you could potentially be using a bot or you're using tactics to quote unquote play the game, because you got to remember a lot of this stuff is automated. And if you get picked up by the system, then I don't believe there's any way out of that. However, you got to remember that with Apex, they have a 30% consistency rule. So if you're in an Apex account and if you get your target hit, your 10K target hit, uh, remember you got to make 10K every day. Um, and even if you have to take screenshots, just take, honestly, this is what I will say. I know a lot of people don't like the fact that Apex is asking for you to validate your trades, but here's the reality. You should be doing that in your personal journal already. You should be taking screenshots of your trades. You should be journaling your trades if you're taking this seriously. That's why I started taking these screenshots of the orb. So I can look back and see, this is what this on this day, the Nasdaq did this, the ES did that, blah blah blah. Kind of like what the ES is doing now. Missed me by a oh, you bitch, she missed me by a tick. Uh man. She missed me by a tick. Okay. All right, give me a second. She missed me by a tick. All right. So I need to have. All right. So she missed me by a tick. Hold on. Why my stop didn't come up? My stop didn't come up. Why did my stop not come up? Oh yeah, because yeah, fuck. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Of course, my stop is not gonna come up. Of course, it's not. Mm. Shit, 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 shit. Damn. Look at that, bro. Look at that. She missed me by a tick. Mm. All right. So 45. I think this is a 54. Mm. ticks. Break it down to. Damn. 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 Nice one. Nice. Yeah, I think that's probably the best decision right there, Alfred. That's probably the best decision. Uh, that's a very cognitive decision that you just made, man. I think you should be. I think you need to congratulate yourself on that. You recognize that you were overtrading, or you could potentially start to overtrade, and you locked yourself out so you can walk away and come back tomorrow. And you should be very proud of yourself, man, because that is definitely a win. All right. I didn't think the Nasdaq or the ES was gonna do me like that. Like she literally missed me by a tick. She literally missed me by a tick. But it's okay. As long as it doesn't hit my stop, it's okay. I'll endure the pullbacks, but as long as it doesn't come back and stop me out, that's fine. I'll accept that. But man, but you say you don't move your stuff unless you're one arm. Yeah. All right. So you funded up, Alfred. Alfred says that he got that money on him. He got them funded accounts on him. Yeah, I would definitely prepare for tomorrow, Alfred, for sure. Definitely prepare for tomorrow. Uh, right now I passed my funded futures account, the free one, the buy one get one free. I passed the one I got for free. Uh, so with that buy one pass one, I mean it makes sense, but I don't know if for those that bought the pass one get one, if you pass and get a free account, that follow up account does not rebuild. If you failed that account, then you failed the account. I mean, it makes just like I guess I wanted to make that very clear. They didn't make it clear. I had to actually look at the documentation to see that. So if you lose that account, it does not rebuild. So I was able to pass that account, and I will share this before I get off stream. Yesterday, it was definitely a learning experience. Uh, I'm not proud to say it, but I kind of went tilt at the end of the day, and it almost cost me that account because I just didn't like what happened. I was about $600 away from passing that account, but price didn't hit my target, and it pulled back, and it pulled back just enough to where my P&L actually came back to where I started at. And so it was like I spent the entire day trading. I was $600 away from passing, and price pulled back to my break even, and I ended the day exactly where I started. So I was definitely I felt tilted at that moment. And even though I felt tilted and I recognized that I was tilted, I went over to the Nasdaq trying to catch a pump to at least get my money back. And the crazy thing is, the Nasdaq actually gave me my money back. But I didn't take the profits because I wanted that extra. Like I was so focused on that $600 that The Nasdaq gave me an opportunity to get my money back, and she said, "Oh, you don't want it? So you sure you don't want this?" And so what she do? She pulled back to my break even. She literally pulled back to my break even, and she hovered around my break even until the close. So when I actually came back into the market the next day, because I already had a plan on getting in at 350, that initial push that initial push that happened in gold, I would have passed the account literally the next session. Literally the next session, I would have passed it. And as I'm thinking about it, it really was my emotions that almost cost me that account. When all I had to do was accept that, you know what, I didn't make that extra $600 today. I knew that I wanted to pass the account, but all I have to do now is just make $600. And the market literally gave me that literally at the start of the next session. So, but instead of having to make $600, I had to make $1,500, double the work the next session. So I'm going to take that as a lesson. I'm going to try my best not to allow stuff like that to happen again, because I had to, I mean, based on my temper tantrum that I had yesterday, I had to work extra hard to make money that I already had locked in. So we all go through it. We'll continue to go through it. Anybody that says and try to showcase that they lose $10,000 or however much, and they don't show emotions, and they try to say, "Oh, well, I just took a loss. We'll get it next time." You know, bullshit. We all go through that shit, and it's healthy to acknowledge that you do and accept that, you know what, I made a mistake, and I'll try not to make the same mistake moving forward. And that's all we can do as traders. That's all we can do. But uh, yep. All right. Hurry up. Yeah. So you say you posted it in the Discord. So Santiago said that there was another 50 right here, and it bounced right again, right there. But okay. But all right, guys, that's all I have for this session. We'll definitely come back this evening, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good day.